on going. So I don't even know if that's working yet. But yeah, afternoon world, if anybody's there, carrying with us, I'll put that enemy notes. It's just gone 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We've cut all the grass we want to over at the Fifi side of the farm. We are now on the Laurel Farm side of the farm, and we're mowing. So yeah, if you want to join me, come along, crack on. Hopefully I've got some signal there, but remember to chat, remember blah blah blah. Okay, alright, so right, well there's no one there yet. No one's expecting me, you're all at work. It's a jolly good show. Oh, someone's there. Said. Okay. Hello, one person. Said, oh, somebody said hi. Ashley. So if I make funny if I make funny faces, look at that. It's because I have to concentrate. So, Nick, Lucas, those bouncy, can't see what I'm doing. Amy, somebody other, Oliver, Harrison. Hello, hello. Oh, right, all of a sudden there's a load of you. Right, I've got to come to a corner, bear with a minute. So we're mowing. This will be the last field this year we're cutting. It's showground. We did it 6-8 weeks ago. Got a reasonable crop out here again, considering we put nothing on it. Yeah, it's very bouncy. I have got my glasses, I thought of that, but it's still difficult to read what you're saying because I'm bouncing around. I'm trying to go and you've got your spec. Yeah, unfortunately, I can see where I'm going without them, but I can see what you're saying with them, so I'm not going to do that. So Mr. D Bone, Andy Quickshank, boy folks needed, yeah. Timmy Kremin, Nick Foster, Doug Contra, Andrew Quickshank, Harrison Bixley, Matty 286, Graham Champ, Caroline Francis, Timmy Kremin, Buzzer, hello Buzzer, John Jack, Farmer Grant, Sharon Berristock, hello Sharon, Mr. D Bone, Shaz, Richard, Gale, somebody's message is held, hang on, what's that message? Bloody hot. That's from Mark, yes, it jolly well is. So, hello ISM. Massey Mike, hello Massey Mike. So yeah, while I'm not moving, I can read that. But as soon as I start bouncing around, I got nowhere. Morning from Ohio. Timothy, good morning, sir. Or good afternoon. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon for us. Hello, Graham. Right, I got to get on because I need to get this done. So, hope you have the air on. Let me right, I do. It is flipping hot out there. I don't know how long this live's going to last. I do now have a power source in the tractor, as long as the phone doesn't cook, which it might. I have got to look what I'm doing, pay attention to what I'm doing, and try and... Rosie says hi. Aircon in the house, yeah. Heat wave. I'm picking up words. Hang on, it's a bit bouncy down here, so while I'm bouncing, I won't try to read anything. Hang on, let's turn you around. You can have a look. That's where we're going. No, maybe I'll just keep you pointing forwards for a bit, and you can just see where we're going. I'm going to get over this bouncy bit here a minute, and we're going to go up a gear. Go a bit faster. Otherwise, I'll be all blinking day. Ready? Go. Too fast. Nor didn't like that. Somebody's lounge is flipping hot. 32 degrees, yeah, that's not nice. So this is going to take me 2.5, 3 hours. Don't know if I'm going to stay on here for 2.5, 3 hours, but we'll see. How's Mary doing? Mary, I saw her this morning, she is fine. Still not got a calf yet. this grass for hay or silage. I think we're gonna try and, well, actually it's more here than I thought it was gonna be. I might have to wrap this out here. I think it might be the case. We'll look and see how much crop we got. If it was thinner, it would be hay. But as it's quite thick, maybe we'll wrap this and we'll keep this over the farm over here. But the stuff at Fifi's over the road, I think that's going to go hay and I'll take that home. We'll see, but it has really grown. Right. Mr. Pulling Out things are good. What's that say? Oh, I'm trying to read this. Scroll. What was that? Thank you for sharing things on YouTube. I can't read who said that. Somebody in green writing, but thank you. No, Simon. It was Simon. Simon Cardell. So. Right. Hang on. That's it, you got me again now. I've got to pay attention a bit, so please and thank you. I can't read whatever that is because I'm bouncing around too much. Did you find... Oh, this is impossible. Trying to read that little screen, even with my glasses on, bouncing around is almost impossible. You might have to just come along for the ride and I'll just talk to you too. Switch to capitals. Yeah, if you write in capitals I can read it easier. Hello from Portugal, that's in capitals. Yeah, write in capitals, I got a better chance of reading what you say. Just put your cap locks on. So we just seen Mrs. Pheasant out here in the field. Unfortunately the camera wouldn't work straight away and she's got a load of, I saw like 6 or 7 small poults. They're about half the size of my fist. They all shot in the hedge, so I'm hoping they all got away. How's Reg? Reg is okay, I think. Do you know, do I know farm G? No. Info on the new barn. New barn going up there. We haven't put the planning in yet. That planning won't go in until next month because rules and regulations on planning for agricultural buildings change at the end of this month for the better for us. So we've put a pause on that and we'll come back to it. What's the temperature out there? Last time I looked, it was about capitals. I am dipped out there. I think at the bottom of the field we've got a bit of a dead spot for the Wi-Fi, so you might have to bear with. You might have like 20 seconds of blank every time I go around. Should get better as I get nearer the middle. So is the corn gone? Yes it is. Corn barn empty. Corn barn is empty. We've got to get in there and wash it out. Spoke to Reg about that yesterday. I think the priority is to get this grass off, get this made. I think we've got fine weather up until Tuesday and then we might have some thunderstorms. So we want to get this baled. Once this is baled, then we don't go on about too much. Then I think we're going to go back over the barn, have a jolly good clean out because I have renewed my red tractor. I've got my 2027 labels, so we're all ready to go. Well, I've not had my inspection yet, so they will be coming out to check on me to make sure I've been a good boy. Hang on, let's find a smooth bit. I'm not going to read what that says. Does using a conditioner help for a drying hand? Yeah, so if you've got a mower conditioner, yes. We don't have, this is just a straight mower, there's no conditioner on this. The conditioner beats the grass up a little bit, bruises it. If it bruises the grass, it dries. You can basically save a day on drying the crop. So yeah, mower conditioners are great to save a bit of time, but that's basically their main job, is to save yourself a day. Did you find the spray? Yes, we did. It was delivered to the wrong farm. It was delivered to Mill Farm, just not Mill Farm at Tidrington. It was either Dursley or Chippenham. I think someone said it might have been delivered to Chippenham. So yes, we've been searching all over the place trying to find these kind of cans of spray, and they were never delivered to the right farm. So yes, done. It's on. It was sprayed a couple of weeks ago. I did shoot some video of that. The problem is, somehow I managed to set the camera to ultra slow-mo, so I shot everything in ultra slow-mo. Can't use it, so any new calves? Not yet. There will probably be a gap now for a few weeks, and then the second batch should start. So is Abby coming back? I doubt it. Abby's doing her own thing now, so she's quite happy doing what she wants to do. She doesn't really want to be involved in the farm anymore, and that's her decision. That's up to her. I respect that. So yeah, she's kind of like oriented towards her career and basically building her home in her life with her husband. So, are you buying a new tractor? One day, but not soon. We actually need the farm. If I bought a new tractor now, you lot would be paying for it. I would literally, it would take all the income I have from YouTube and probably rob some from the tree company to pay for it, and it's too much. I don't want to saddle myself with that kind of debt while we're not earning the money on the farm. So good afternoon Ian from Christopher. Is the tractor still for sale? Well, the tractor was never actually for sale. I did mention that I might, because I was pissed off with it, but because that was actually my fault, not the tractor's fault. There's nothing wrong with this tractor. I think it's probably going to be a case of no. If I'm going to sell a tractor anytime, it's probably going to be a 695, and I'll replace that for something a bit newer. So I think this tractor, well, I suppose one of the main reasons is I don't think Emma would ever forgive me if I sold it, because she wants it. Happy to contribute to a new tractor if it makes it as worth. Yeah, well, you know, I'd be happy for you to contribute towards a new tractor if it would stop me being knocked about so much. I am literally, my right arm over here, because I'm hanging on to the toolbar over there to stop myself from swinging about. It is rock and roll, and if there's any delay on the feed on this, I expect some of you will have a headache if you stay too long. Hi Ian from Robin. Where's 695 coming back? 695 is going to stay over here for the time being, because we're not running, we're not using it for log splitter now. Now we bought that out for Williams log splitter. That was its main job at home, but we're going to probably keep it over here for the time being. I'm going to want it for picking up bales this end anyway. And to be honest, that's kind of the only job that's really, for me, any good for. Somebody actually yesterday with the 695 run our topper, and it would be like barely. We just got enough horsepower to do short, dry stuff. Afternoon farmer pay from Peter Clark. Did your dad try the new buggy thing? He did. He tried the tramper. He liked the tramper. You might lose me a second, I cut into that black spot. He liked the tramper. He ordered the tramper, and then he told me how much it was. And I said, do you actually really want that? Because it's an awful lot of money. And Emma goes, well, I've got one here that's 1 year old, half the price. And that wasn't me being tight, you know, saying to Dad, well, you can't spend your money where you want to, because it's his to do as he wants. But to be honest, the amount of use he was going to give it weren't worth that amount of money. So, is the farm bigger business than the tree business? No. No. The tree business is capable of making a profit because not only that, the turnover on so is regular. So we do a lot of work in a week, we invoice that work, and then hopefully within 10 days the customer pays for that work. Very different with a farm. We do a load of work, and a lot of farms, not so much the dairy farms might get a check every month, but a lot of farms might only get 3 or 4 payments a year. So yeah, so budgeting is very different from the farm, but no, a lot of work goes into the farm, but if you actually did crunch the numbers, there's no real profit. If I didn't really like doing this, I'd be mad. No. Alright, you've frozen again. You've frozen again. Good afternoon from Henry Hurricane. How is Biscuit doing with this heat? Biscuit came out with me yesterday. Are you still there? I can't tell if it's still there or not, or if the screen is frozen. Biscuit came out with me yesterday. She got very hot. Did some topping yesterday. She wanted to come today, but I'm in the tractor all day today. I left the farm at 7:45 this morning. It's now 2:20, and I got another 3 hours here. So it was too long a day for her in the tractor. Somebody said hi. Afternoon. Did you find anyone to fill your vacancy? We haven't really had a chance to go through those yet. I've had a lot of people, I've had about 30 or 40 people apply. We have a vacancy for a summer job for the tree company, and it's literally, that's all it was. We advertised for a summer job. We were aiming that at a school leaver, a youngster who wants to get a bit of experience in work and earn a few quid before they go to university. And I think the oldest person to apply was his late 60s. Actually, that's not true. Vic applied, he's 82. And I did say to Vic, don't really quite fit, although he's probably more than capable. You don't know Vic, but I do. A friend of ours, he would probably work all day at an 82-year-old. But yeah, that's not what we're looking at. So people go, oh, I'm currently doing this, and I can pack it in and do that. Go, it's only for a few months. Literally, this was July to September. It was just a summer job. Yeah, lots of people inquiring, but they all think I'm advertising a full-time job, which I'm not. It's literally just something for the summer holidays for a youngster. So it's all 32 degrees there, but don't forget, if you put your comment in capitals, I can see it better. It's easier for me to read while I'm being bounced about. 32 degrees in County Durham, right? So I think it's pretty hot. It's like that everywhere. Everywhere is blinking hot. Right, I'm going to face you forward a second. There you go. You can see how we're getting on. So we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll do a couple more round, and I reckon we're going to strike out there and start going up and down. So it's like a lot of tractor work. It's round and round and up and down. Add a Q&A sticker. Alright, okay, last name is it? Clarkson's Farm Tractor? No, this is definitely not a Lamborghini or a Deutz. This is a case. This is where I caught my last mole in this corner. Well, I'm not sure if the screen freezes down here. The signal's a bit intermittent down here. Christopher said hi. Mowing nice. Yeah, it's going alright. I did have to put an edge on the blades an hour or so back. They were starting to get a bit dull. Somebody forgot I was blind as a bat. I'm not as blind as a bat. You try reading a small phone when you're being jigged about in the tracks like this. There's no suspension in this. Cheeky bugger. You're planning on some Right, I'm think there's am I planning to take any time off? No. This is second cut. Yes, it is. Very jealous. Your air conditioning idiot bricks. All right. Right. Yes, I've had my time of creating idiot bricks. When I was a young fella, I didn't mind. Now, not so keen. I'd rather have big ones. Haha, only joking. That's alright. You're allowed to joke. Grass looks good. It's alright actually. There's actually a bit more bottom in this. So I cut crookcore over the road this morning, and that was a bit more just top. This has got a bite in this. We'll have a few bales. How many bays do you think we could get? Off of this, I reckon 45, 46. Depends who's baling it and how tight they pack it. This is second cut and it has had no fertiliser. I might be surprised. Oh my god, no, it's county yell. Ha, bloody ha. Who said that? Colin. Colin, you're a very funny chap. Right, how many bells have you got so far? So far we've made 150. Although I shouldn't really tell you that, because on the videos I've made with the haymaker I actually asked you to guess. Now I'm thinking, well, I told you, haven't I? So if anybody comes up with a on. Hello, back again. Just seems to be that spot there. Do you have cattle? Yes, we do. Yeah, we've got lots of cattle. And right now we've got lots of little baby cattle as well. In fact, that's what we're making this for, is for the cattle, for our winter feed. So we had about 70 bales left over from last year. Hay. All the silage is gone. We made... how many bales did we make off your first cut? Anybody remember how many we made? They're all up there. So we made some silage, now we're making hay. The hay that's just hay in the 150. That doesn't include the silage we already made out here. So we've, I can't remember how many bales we made. It was about 50, wasn't it? So we've made about 200 bales this year so far. And I'm hoping we're going to get at least another 50 off here. Maybe, what are we going to get over there? 20 over there. So hopefully another 70 bales to go. So we shouldn't be too far away then. So do you still need 300 by September? We should have the best part of that. So we had about 70 in stock, we made 150, so that's 220. We made about 50 bales of hay, silage, that's 270. I'm hoping to get another 70, so we should be around about 340 bales, I'm hoping. For this year, and that will be enough. I won't have space for that, so when's the pigs coming? Yeah, I don't think I'll be having pigs anytime very soon. Hang on. What does that say? You should have had a front grass cutter like Joe Sealaz. Well, that'll be okay, but to have a front grass cutter like Joe Sealaz, I'd have to have a front PT on a tractor, which I don't. And ideally, about another 40 horsepower. So, I'm not saying this would run a combination, but it would be hard work for a 100 horsepower tractor. So, maybe not in this crop. Yeah, you need more horses. This is only a small tractor. I think it's classed as a medium, this one, and all others. Yeah, I called into Joe Seals. He did a live yesterday afternoon. He was out picking up straw. And I called in and said hi, but he was very busy. I don't think he saw any of my comments. Heather did, and Anthony Farman did, so I said hi to them. Then Mrs. P called for me tea, and that was kind of more important than talking to Joe. So I hope you won't mind that. So, are you stacking them at other farm or taking them back to the farm? Hay will go back to my place at Bradley. Any silage will stay over here. That's the plan at the moment. So, yeah. New hay making, combining, milking. Will Emma help you out with the bales? So Emma helps me get the bales in off Pigeon Mead. We had quite a lot of fun with that. That's a video that's yet to come. And me getting bales in. She stacked some bales. I stacked some bales. She did some reversing. I encouraged her to do more reversing on the tractor, and she needs experience. I teased her quite a lot. Yeah, so I haven't made that video yet. That's to come. Just strap your new. Wait a minute. Just strap your new hire or bike to the foot plate or something. Yeah, I'm not sure if they'll be able to click fast enough there. Burrow's complaining about it. Can you hear that? Changing pitch. I gotta keep an eye on that. There are some thick spots out here. I've been tractor far a bit. Hang on, get forward. Good afternoon in from Ken Clay. Emma's funny. Yes, she is. Yes, and she's quite naughty. So, which is really bad news when we get together, because I don't know where she gets it from. Apparently it's me. Naughty Emma. Good afternoon from somebody who I can't read the name. Don't forget, put your comments in capitals. I got half a chance reading them while I'm bouncing. You might lose me again now. Well, yeah, the family is doing. Family is well, thank you. No, there's a right. We're going to strike out in a second, so I'm going to face you forward so you can be with me when I strike out. Concentrate on it. I can't talk to you now. I've got to look exactly where I'm going. Got me spot. And then we're going to go straight line. So this is what we call striking out. So we've done the headland, gone around the main, we've given ourselves enough room at the top and bottom of the field to turnaround. Now we're doing our straight lines. We'll just glance at how's the PTO switch. PTO switch is fine, it was never broken. So it was only the farmer that was a bit damaged. PTO was fine. Oh look, that's where I read that message at the top. Look, I was straight till I read that. Took the oil off it, didn't I? My fault. Right, I'm going to flip you forward. I don't know. I don't know if you're going to see it on there, is it? Hang on this. Where's your guidance thing to keep your straight lines? I'm using my eyes today. The Precision thing is a great piece of kit, but to be honest, for this, I don't really need it. I've been doing it by eye for so long. I wanted to try it. Mowing was the sort of thing I'll be using that for things like fertilizer spreading. So I wanted a bit of practice using it, but I don't really need it for this. I reckon I got enough experience to do this by eye. Do you have right? Right to repair? Yes. This is not a John Deere. I do not need permission from the dealer to repair my own tractor. So yes, I can do it. I see you got your intelligent look on. Yeah. There was no price of guessing where that came from. That's that bloody foreigner again, isn't it? I don't know how much you can see out the screen, but I'm trying to go you the yard working just to see how busy that is. It's very busy, my right hand. There was something, I nearly said something really rude. Oh, I'm refrained. How many have we got there? Oh, we still got 87. 87 of you are following me in the tractor mowing grass. Obviously, yes, 87 of you. Nothing better to do. We see enough out the back window. Alright, okay. Yeah, straight lines-ish, Harry. We're doing alright. Here, Harry, where are you working? You not busy or something? Hope you got the aircon on. Oh yeah, aircon is very on. We're on. He's actually on flat out. I've got a lovely cold breeze going all up in front of me. So, okay, long messages I'm struggling with because I bounce around. If you do some short messages, that I'm going to have to chat reading them. I saw bullshit. That's all I saw at the moment. So. Which is intrigued me. What's it? Tired here. Oh, right, okay. I'm in rural Minnesota, and the farmers are starting to truly hate John Deere because of the program bullshit. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. A lot of people said to me, "Would I try a John Deere?" And all that bullshit is exactly what put me off even trying one. If I can't fix it myself, or if I have to have the main dealer's fitter come out at £150 an hour or whatever it else is, that's not a service to me. That is just them taking advantage. So Emma gets funny. That's all. This is too bouncy. I need a bigger screen. Maybe what I'll do next time is bring my tablet and connect it to my phone. But I am struggling. 5 miles straight in front. Oh, that's right. Oh, you're on autopilot, are you, Harry? That's what it is. Watch out for that telegraph pole in the middle of the field you forgot about. How is the PTO? PTO is fine. All working. There was never anything wrong with the PTO. It was the switch on the back of the PTO brake. So there's a little black switch. I don't know if you can see that. Little black switch there. And that is basically it disconnects the PTO brake. So on this tractor, if I tap this out of PTO, there's actually a brake on the PTO shaft. It slows everything down. It's a safety feature on the tractor. So basically it stops the PTO spinning fast. That's fine. But if you've got something on the tractor, maybe like, well, not even really conventional baler because they're all like a ratchet type PTO. But if you've got something with a lot of inertia, something with a big flywheel that's connected directly to the PTO with no ratchet, if you like, on it, and you hit the brake, you can actually burn the PTO out brake on the tractor. So if you turn the PTO off and hold that button in, you can allow whatever the machine is to slow down at its own pace. And stops the inertia burning the gut of the tractor. I don't have any piece of kit that needs that, but it's there if ever you should need it. And I get funny from Abby. Best wishes from. I think Emma and Happy are pretty different actually. Do you enjoy your videos from a non-farmer? Do you know what? I'm very, very happy if non-farmers enjoy our videos. If we can, along with Mr. Clarkson and along with all these other YouTubers that are happy to share their debut on producing your food and how we do it, then that's great. Because that's kind of half of the battle of this. So we have four things I want to create from YouTube. So it is hang on. Press the wrong lever. We want to create some education. We want to create some entertainment. I'm trying to think of the other 2 things. There are literally 4 things. I'm so busy. Also, there's honesty, integrity, education, and entertainment. So I want people to see an honest, trustworthy account of how our food is made, and what, not me. I mean, I got it fairly easy compared to some. What your farmers have to go through and suffer to do it. It's not all bad, mind. We really, really like doing this. I mean, we have to. But yeah, that's kind of what the channel's about. Still no new calves. No, still 10 calves. They were out having some fun last night. You could hear the calves bellowing last night at the golf course. I'm not quite sure what it was they were chasing. I reckon there was either a muntjac or maybe a little roe deer or something out there. And I think the calves are chasing it. Because you know when they're missing, because you can hear the noise they're making. Is that 106 inch? Oh, oh yeah, we've got a few more. 103. Welcome everybody who's joined us. This is not going to be the most riveting live video in the world. Because I'm going at 14.6 kilometers an hour and I gotta look what I'm doing. And it's a bit bouncy, and I am struggling to read some of these messages. Apart from the ones in capital, which are a little bit easier. How is the new calf going? So that little heifer calf, the one that bolted, she is A1 perfect. So she is now a member of the herd. That's a mole that just gone over the head to dust. She's now joined the herd, and in fact I'm pretty sure she was one of the calves out chasing the deer last night. I'm pretty sure it was a deer they were chasing. So they get the fly in them, the little devils, and yeah, they'll play. bottom end of the field where the signal's rubbish. So if you lose me, I will come back. I hope. I just want to get this corner finished. Roll wheels. I thought I'd flatten them all off. Yes, of course we've got another one that found their way in there. Hi Ian from Suffolk Farmer. Hello, Adrian from Suffolk. Welcome to our live today. I don't do a lot of these, but I am paired this time. Last time I did this out in this field, I had about 10 minutes and ran out of battery. But now we've got the USB chargers in the cab. And remember Dave bought me a charge cable, which he let me keep, or snap let me keep. I can now, well, as long as I got data, I suppose. I don't actually know how much data I've got. I'll probably find out I ran out half an hour ago and I'm going to get a bill for it. John Deere is worried about violating their warranties on YouTube. Yeah, okay. How are you doing, Ian from London? Without being unkind, John, far better for you than you, because I wouldn't want to be in London. So I'm sure it's a lovely place and a lot of people love it, but way too many people for me. So I've been a few times to London. Last time I was there protesting and talking to our local Member of Parliament, Labour Member of Parliament. He was alright actually. He listened. But yeah, nice place to visit at about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and everybody else is in bed. Didn't you bring your dog with you today? I haven't seen her buddy in a while. So Biscuit was with me yesterday, so she'll be in the video that I did yesterday. But it is very hot and I am in this tractor pretty much all day today and it was too much for her. So I decided to, even though she was not very happy about it when I told her she was staying at home, I definitely got the stiff tail and well, she makes this noise when she can't have her own way, and basically, if you decipher it to human, to English, I think the first letter would start with F and the second one would start with Y. Because she's not very happy about it, but it's for her own good. She might not know that, but it is. Right, we are striking it again. Here you are. So, let's have you looking down there. Let's see how parallel I can get this. I reckon I'm going to aim for there. Basically, I'm looking at a plant. I've got a plant in the hedge I'm aiming for. I'm not reading any messages. I refuse to when I go down here. And we will see when we get to the end how close I am to be parallel. So I've got two chances. Slim and very slim. But you know, doesn't matter as long as the grass gets cut. When am I baling this grass? Probably, if I'm making hay, probably Monday. I'd imagine, because some of the grass I cut over this side is quite thick. This is quite thick. Straightish, isn't it? I haven't done it too shoddy. Yeah, so probably Monday. So back over tomorrow to TED it out. Sunday, I think I'm off with Dad and Emma to go and look at a used tramper. He's determined to have one, so I've got to go with. Well, we'll see. So, but yeah, I think I'm back over tomorrow. Should take half the time to TED it out as it does to mow it. Have you used the air conditioning? I did last night, and it was absolutely glorious. Yeah. Quite how. Hang on, I'll face it back. I don't know quite how I've managed. Shut your eyes, over the best. I don't know quite how I managed in the past our house. Our house is reasonably modern. We built it in 2005, 2006. I mean, the insulation standards have got even higher since then. I think we've got, I can't remember if it's 75 millimetres or 100 millimetres of insulation in the roof. That Celotex foamy stuff that's silver backed. It's at least 75, if not 100 millimetres of, it gets very hot up there. And even if you open the windows, it just doesn't, does the air conditioning raise the electric bills? Not. Do you know what? Some people will go out and spend 20 or 30 quid on a night time drinking. So the way I look at it, if I spend £1 or £2 a night sleeping, I reckon I got the best part of the deal. I think the unit we put in our bedroom, I went up last night, I turned it on at 8 o'clock, I put it on automatic, so for the first hour, it was blowing quite hard. By the time I went to bed at 10:30, it was like just whispering, and it was glorious in there. You know, it's still led on top of the bed as usual, but it was, yeah. If you can justify it, and I would say this, if you're thinking about aircon, forget this year's holiday. All right, don't bother booking for a week away in the sunshine. Spend it on putting aircon in your house, and yeah, and then you can thank me next year, because it is worth it. It's absolutely worth it. Is the PTO working in the tractor? Is it fully fixed? The PTO was never broken, Owen. What had happened is, a couple of months ago, I put that in there. Can you see that? It is a USB plug. But this one was on a permanent feed, and I wanted to do a switch in, so I put a switch there. So I took this panel, I took out of the tractor to put that switch in, which meant unplugging the brake switch. And then I think what happened when I put it all back together, I didn't click it in properly. So the plug on the back of the switch clicks in, and then you've got to push it again. There's two tabs that lock it in, and I reckon I didn't lock it in. And with all the lumps and bumps and potholes and everything else, I think the plug dropped out. It had fallen right down inside there. When the PTO didn't work and I took it off, I never noticed it wasn't plugged in. I just didn't notice. So, hi farmer, hey, how are you? I am very well, thank you, Jamie. I should be glad when I got this done. Very, very white buzzard. I reckon that's a youngster. It's a very, very young buzzard flying around up here. Oh my god, just they got away with that. I thought it was a ball's mate then. I'm going to flick you round, hang on. I've got to do it while I'm leave it down a little bit. Well, that's it. Government try and take air conditioning away. I don't know why they would do that. Probably because they can't afford to make all the electric to run the air conditioning and all those electric cars they never really buy. It has his ears lowered. You know, I like my ears low. I don't like them, I don't like them covered over. I like them low. Yeah, bit of a lump there. Steady. Because I have seen it as a YouTube channel. Yes. Yeah. So occasionally Richard and I do stuff together. But this time of year we're both pretty busy doing our own thing, so apparently when do you get the what does that say? Instruction. Oh. He is hello Betty! Hang on. Hello Betty. Betty's from the US of A. Betty distracted me, I nearly made a movement then. Yes, we are distantly related, Mr. Corlock and I. In fact, Richard's second name is Pullen. So his second name is my surname. So because that goes back to the Pullen lineage in the family, so 200 years ago, the Corlocks farmed a Pullen farm. And basically, a Corlock son married a Pullen daughter, so the sons of that coupling obviously became Corlocks. Which basically meant that Corlocks pitched the farm office through marriage. No, they didn't. They didn't. So, but yeah, so we are distantly related. Too bad on my box staying here. You'll find out when we get to the end. If you stay long enough, I've got another about 8 runs I reckon, and then we'll find out how close I am with guessing my strikeout. So, hello Farm P, I delivered your concrete panels. Tim, you remember him? Ah, Scotch egg, yes. Oh, well done, you delivered our concrete. I might want some more of those. So if you know any cheap knockoffs, you know. No, not really. Yeah, we're hopefully going to build a barn up here next year. And we are going to be asking Tim to give us a quote to build that. I'm not giving the plans for it, but there's no point until we put the planning in. I think we're going to want quite a few concrete panels for that one. So you might be back. Only thing is there's no Scotch eggs over here. I'll have to bring one over for you. So then we've got a red kite out here. Can you see him up here? Looking for a poor mouse, so I might have killed or run over or something. How's the baking shed working out for me? Oh! Fine. Hang on. Right. So, I just want you to know that little tuft of grass going there like that is all your fault. Because I was talking about baking sheds instead of looking at what I was doing. The thing is, it's not enough. So we're going back and cut it again. So, yeah, we call it a balls mane. When you're mowing and you miss a little strip, it's known as a balls mane, and it has always been a source of ridicule for whoever's on the mower. Oh, look at that balls mane you left out there, maybe down to it. So, yeah, good afternoon. Hope you are keeping hydrated. Yes, I am. Thank you. My love. Now. Oh, look at that! Now I've got a kink in my line now. That was straight just now. So this live business is all very well, but it's not doing my straight lines any good. There's a dirt kink in that one. Hang on, I got to try and straighten this up. I can't even do that. Look at it. Big dirt kink in it. Got to try and straighten that. If you look to the, hang on, 1, 2, 3 rows of grass, and then just you'll see the balls mane on my left. Only about 4 inches wide. There it is. when we clear the field, that's going to stand out. That's the sort of thing where, you know, whoever's helping you looks at you, then looks at the ball's mate, and then looks at you again, and just gives you that little knowing smile. You know, that one. Oh, right, oh, look at that. Right, I'm going to face you forward again. You can look at the Gert kink down there. I've got to try and straighten that out. Do you see it? That's talking, that is. Not looking where I'm going. I have no problem with full, is that something, auto steer program. So yeah, unfortunately, my auto steer is my hand's noise. It was on every school report. You know, every year you get a report from the school and it'd be, you know, Ian's nice young man, very capable of doing some good work. And the last 2 words in every report on every page was always easily distracted. Well, in my defence, I was a young man, and if it had an engine or a skirt, it was probably more interesting than what the teacher was trying to tell me at the time. If it had an engine and a skirt, they had no one. So, weather is much better than the drought last year. Yeah, well, I don't know what's like in America, Betty. I know 1 or 2 people. I was watching Welcome Boys yesterday, last night. They're having to rebuild their big flood because the drive change gone on the link or something. So, I think they're in dire straits with weather. I don't even know if they're going to have a crop to harvest this year because they've got no moisture. So I don't know if that's like that where you are, because I can't remember which part of the US you're in, but yeah, they're properly struggling. Straighter. Tell them the truth you're thinking about the baking shed. I had the same education all without technology. Oh, right, okay, hang on. Look at this. Look, there's only a small kink in now, and we're going to try and iron that out. Good, there it is. A little kink. And what we got to do, we got to just edge over to the right a little bit there. It might take me a couple of passes, but I've got to iron that out. It just looks bad. Good afternoon, whoever said that. Don't forget, put your comments in capitals so I can read it. It's only on a mobile phone, and I am being bounced around quite a lot. You can cheat a bit by painting the marker fence poles in the hedge. Yeah, so we've done that before. We've had marker fence, but I don't have that. I'm using pure ability and skill, which is probably why it's got a bit of kick in it, but yeah, so we are almost a third of the way through this field already. So even though I'm not really concentrating that hard on what I'm doing because I'm talking to you guys, it's going alright. And we have got a reasonable crop of grass out here. I might have 1 or 2 bales more than I thought, maybe. That's okay. How many have we got there? 102? 102 people with nothing better to do. Although saying that, I stayed with Joe Seals for 10 minutes last night, and it was just being in the tractor with somebody else. It was just different. Just somebody else talking. Hello from Tennessee. Who said that? Lloyd. Hello, Lloyd from Tennessee. How's Dad doing? Dad's alright. On his shed. How's business? It's alright. She's doing quite well out of it. She's very popular. I keep telling her she's never going to make any money because her meat pies, this might sound a bit daft, her meat pies have got too much meat in them. I had a lamb pasty last week, and I think I found one. It was almost too much for a pasty. I want a little bit of veg in the pasty. And when she says it's a meat pasty, it is a meat pasty, and it is full of it. So I'm busy building a wooden tractor. I can't do much else. Oh right, okay, a wooden tractor. Is this a model, or a kid's toy, or just something to do? I mean, we used to build go-karts when we were kids, but nothing over there. So I just saw something yellow and then went, oh, I did it again! I got distracted. I saw something yellow, and I know there's a ragwort over here. Right? Is that the ragwort? I went offline. The ragwort's over there. So now I've got another kick to know then. Too hot to do anything. Yeah, it's in there. It's quite nice in here. Aircon is flat out, but it's all right. I've still got a yellow light on my dash. So when I got to the field here, I had an amber light come on the dashboard. I checked my levels, and there's no. Usually, if you've got an amber light, you get a symbol come up on the dashboard and tells you what the amber light's for. But all I've got is the hour meter. So I don't know what the others are. I am working to. Right, so Harry is gloating a little bit. Harry's over in mainland Europe, should we say, on a great big farm, sat in a tractor doing 5 mile runs, while having his bum massaged by the seat. Well, Harry, my bum is also being massaged by the seat, but it's not by the function of the seat, it's literally by every hole here. I'm not sure if I really call it being massaged, actually. Can you see that? That's my eye. Alright, I reckon I'm going to be out a little bit. I'm not going to get it dead right, but that's my eye. I'm not blowing my own trumpet, but maybe I'm a little bit because no one else is blowing for me. But it's a Wood City toy model for a 70th birthday. Oh, that's nice. And yes. Oh, Harry's in his pink tractor. So Harry's having his bum massaged in his pink tractor. His manly pink tractor with a bum massage with it. So, I mean, that's quite dangerous. We're thinking what sort of humour us Brits have. No, I can't say that. I better not say that. Right, well this is kind of going, I don't want to tempt fate, but this is kind of going alright. How many are you still there? 120! There's 120 people! Right, hello everybody. Hello to the 20 that have just joined us. We're going up and down, alright? You missed the rain. You should have come earlier if you wanted to see the rain. But we've done that bit, so now we're doing the up and down. I'm gonna turn this round. So bear in mind, you know, that's what I got left to do. That's gonna be 2 runs today. I might get 1. But that was my eye. Years and years of experience, that is. Someone's been trimming his wife's garden in this heat. I hope she's grateful. How many hours are on the tractor and are you proud of it? This tractor has got 4,472 hours, and as far as proud of it, yeah, because I bought this thing brand new in 2004, so it's 22 years old. And I reckon it's still in pretty good nick, even though I complain about it being underpowered. PTO and that, I can put a front mower on it. But the thing is, to do that, I'd have to buy a front mower. I'd have to service and maintain a front mower. And then in most of the year, I'd have to store a front mower. So for the amount of work we do, it takes a bit longer. Well, I'm not paying anybody else's wages, I'm doing it myself. So, yeah. I mean, we're going to cut 22 acres today in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of grass, 22 acres. And there's no point in having a great big tractor and great big mowers. If it was 22 acres in one piece of the square block, that would be worth it. But for me, it would be nice, but it's not worth it. Right? I've got to finish off my last little bit of a. So if I left this, what I'm showing now, that's what we would class as a balls mate. That little bit there. So obviously I can't do that. Well, one, there's a piece of grass there, and 2, I can't have it untidy. It's got to be finished off. So a little bit of a balls mate at the top, and then I got a little bit of a balls mate at the bottom. Are you feeling more comfortable in the arable stuff now? Yes. I would never be an expert on the arable because stuff changes so much. Rules are, and like I did my college course. There's that last little bit. Still wasn't too bad for buying it if I, you know. Hang on. Some would say by guesswork and luck, but yeah, I did my agricultural training at college in 1981, 82 and 83 were the years of college. And agricultural college then was nothing like it is today. Most of it was classroom stuff. We did some practical stuff. So I did my ATB. So in my days, it wasn't NPTC, no, that was ATB, which was the Agricultural Training Board. So I got all my certificates. So I did my tractor driving, my sheep shearing, my muck spreading. So I took what's called a craftsman certificate. And at the time we were farming sheep. So I took my certificate in shepherding. I think it was like 10 exams. So it's 10 extra exams on top of the college work to do. Well, I can't see the bottom from here, so I have to guess this. Yeah, it's 10 extra exams. And I passed all of them. Which means, or it meant, that I could, if I got a job on a, that's it. So this is a guess, alright? Because I can't see the bottom of the field. So I'm starting out at a guess. Well, I reckon we're kind of ish, right? Anyway. Yeah, so I can claim a craftsman's wage. That's all done and dusted now. There's no such thing as a craftsman's wage now. It's basically you get what you're paid in minimum wage or living wage or whatever it is. Now which is it, that one or that one? I'm aiming on cow parsley, and there's 2 cow parsleys. And I looked away for a second, and I don't know if I'm aiming for the right one or the wrong one. That looks straight-ish behind me. Anyway, so yeah, I did my training years ago. Emma is okay with what's that? Emma's okay. Oh, hang on. Sell a tractor and some man who will give you a fortune for it. Do you know any mad yanks? I mean, how's your undercrackers? They're a bit sticky, even though we're in an air-conditioned cab. Yeah, it's all a little bit, you know, sticky. Emma's okay with the sale. She wants to keep the case. Sale, don't want to sell it. Yeah, Emma wants this tractor. I am looking, and I have spoken to a couple of our local dealers, and I said, although I'm in no absolute rush, unless one of them comes up with a deal on something that I can't refuse. So I spoke to a couple that said, you come up with something that I can't refuse, or you think I can't refuse, tell me. I'll have a look. So, more power, more power, more power. Didn't like that. Didn't like it. I didn't see any molehills. There are yanks all the time. I didn't want to say anything, Betty. I mean, as far as the Americans, I'm not going to call it, as far as Americans are concerned, we only get the news from the BBC. And right now, I'm not sure if the BBC are overly fond of one or two certain Yanks, Americans. So it's quite possible that we're getting a faintly biased opinion, maybe. But then we also get news from other things. Yeah. I'll leave that there. So, what's that? Like and subscribe. Thank you. My farm education was the School of Hard Knocks. Yeah, we all went there. The School of Hard Knocks didn't do any of us any harm. I had 1 or 2 hard knocks. Some of them ended up with a bruise. Some of them ended up with a bit of claret. One of them ended up with hernia when I was 14. But yeah, Heart X, the Orient National Reviewer. Yes, that's probably what will happen. I was talking to my dad about it, actually not that long ago, as I said, and the reason we're keeping the 695 is basically sentimental. It was his tractor, and it's great if you can afford sentiment. If you can afford sentiment, but I can't really afford it. I would, if I sold it, I would regret it. I don't. Yeah, I'm driving. It stinks, and it's too hot here now. Irish Midlands lifting. Birmingham. Yeah, driving posts. I hope you got a good post driver, mate. I hope you're not using a sledgehammer or a man killer. So, yeah, I would imagine that wouldn't be much fun. Baddest American. Oh. Oh, well, you know. Hang on, I've got to give us more power. More power. More power. Don't like it. Don't like it. There's a bit of a hill there. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. I think going up the hill and cutting that quite thick core stuff, didn't like it. Hello Ian from a hot Pembrokeshire. Who said that? That is Mike James. Hello Mike from a hot Gloucestershire. Oh. Good. Thank you. Right. Oh. I know you didn't pick your tip up there. I'm just looking at our barley out there, and it is very cold. At the moment it's all stood up like that. I don't think it's going to be an awful long time before it's swan next. So if you're looking at barley, when it's stood up right like that, to the top, it's not ready. You've got to wait for it to swan neck. So when all the barley droops over, and it's like that, not gay around, it's just it goes like that, that's when you're thinking about harvesting. And I think it's probably going to be maybe 3 weeks. And we're going to be combining, so we need to get our barn sorted out. How long have I been on here for? 72 minutes. Excuse me. This is possibly the longest live I've ever done. And some of you have stayed, so thank you. Hello Ian. Oh, yes, how often do you change the fuel filters on the tractor? we haven't actually done that many hours this year. I don't know if I will show you that, right? Are you doing a live this weekend? No, we did one last week. No, so this Sunday I'm going to turn you around so you can admire my really, really straight line up there. This Sunday, I believe, I'm off with my dad. He wants to go and look at mobility scooter, cross-country mobility scooter called a tramper. I know Emma's going. I get the funny feeling that my presence is required. So we did a members live last Sunday, so I don't think we're doing one this Sunday. So you will have to take today's instead. Load fuel filters can reduce power. They most definitely can. Yeah, I don't think that's what this issue is. I think it's just there is the phone doesn't really show it up. There's a sudden steep bit of hill there, and I think it just catches it out. Should we go round the round? Hang on. We're going to go round the round. Halfway now. I don't know if I'm going to be staying live all the way to the end of this field. I mean, if there's enough of you there, and maybe I will. How many have we got there? 129. So, thank you for everybody who's joining in. Do you enjoy mowing hay? When I was a kid, I loved this. Loved it. Now, I don't not like it now. It's just it's a bit more of a chore now. I mean, there's other things I could be doing instead. The ragwort over there. I will be getting out of the tractor shortly to go around that ragwort. But there's only one in the entire field. That's not too bad. There's been a bit of a year for ragwort this year. I keep coming across these posts of people telling us not to pull them up and how wonderful they are and fantastic. Case of no, I don't mind a ragwort if you don't let it go to seed. If you want to keep ragwort on your place, as long as you don't let it go to seed, then I got no real problem with it. It's just that when all the seed from your ragwort comes across me, then I got a problem with it. You can hear that engine dropping pure coming up the hill. Probably live. Hello Ian, whoever that was. Hang on. This whole meat box. No meat box, not yet. I suppose that was a sycamore when you were a kid. Yeah, I mean, I do remember the old sickle mowers. I remember I never used one. Because obviously I'm far too young for that, but I do remember them. Actually, I'll go around and show that as well. Not sure I've ever driven the tractor with glasses on before. I might actually do a bit of this big block here to get rid of those trees. There are close to my area in Oxfordshire, yeah. Nice bit of the road, Oxfordshire. I used to come up there every weekend to see my missus when she was in hospital. But, yeah, it's Yeah, Ragbert, I know the cinema arm off, and a few others kind of rely on it, but it is harmful. It is, when it's alive, livestock will leave it alone because it stinks. It's not really dangerous until you cut it and dry it, and it turns into hay. The problem is, if you've got a lazy farmer, or somebody on the tractor mowing who's lazy and won't pick him up and pull him out, so I'll pick Ragwarts, I'll stop and pick him up. You saw those bales, somebody got horses or something. Yeah, it's not on. It's, well, it's still, as far as I'm concerned, a viable plant. You should have it. It's a bit of an emotive subject, isn't it? Because the ecologists love the stuff. Have you got any plans for going to any shows? I'd like to. You're welcome, Simon. I'd like to, but I'm kind of hoping that if Emma starts doing a bit more and more, I mean, she did say she wanted to do some mowing this year, but this was her last chance today, so if she doesn't turn up in the next half an hour, she won't be doing any mowing this year. Or tedding, because she was going to do mowing and tedding, and every time I've been mowing or tedding, she's been busy. That's not me having a go. She is a mum, and she does look after my dad, and that has got to come first. But I do remember about it. I thought you want to be a farmer. I do. Well, where are you then? I was looking after your dad. Well, but, other question is, Martin doing with the heat? Martin's actually doing okay at the minute. I don't want to talk too much about his condition, but he does suffer if it's very, very hot or very, very cold. So we keep an eye on him for that. If it's too hot, we won't let him work, and if it's too cold and wet, we won't let him work. We have to send him home sometimes. What are you doing here? Come to work. No, you're not. You're going home. But yeah, fair play to him. Martin doesn't do time off. Martin doesn't do ill. It's like, I'm coming to work. No, you're not today, mate. No, you're going home. It's a shame there's not a few more of them like that. Yeah, I'm alright, I'll come to work. Then you have to send them home. That's no. Will you have 3 cuttings of hay this year? No, Betty, only 2. I only need 2. Even though we will have more stock, I wanted to have 300 bales in the barn. Bearing in mind they're only little Dexter as a small cow. If I work this out right, we should have in hay and silage about 340. So we've got a small surplus. I like having a small surplus because, like I said earlier, if this dry period goes on for a lot longer, turns into a drought, we might actually find ourselves feeding winter forage. I mean, I do have another trump card in. We'll be combining our barn in 3 weeks, and I could always keep some extra barley bales if I want to. So yeah, I'm in a fairly comfortable position as far as winter feed's concerned at the moment, provided nothing goes wrong. Who will be combining your barley this year? North. Hang on. Go back again. So David Barry does my bidding up at home. Dave's got a John Deere, I think he's got 2 combines actually. And I said to him last year, if Reg couldn't do my combine, would he do it? And he said he would. So, and I asked him actually last week, and I said, you stood up for combining? And he is. So it's not as big as Reg's combine. It's a smaller machine, but it's big enough for what we need here. It might take us an extra day, but that doesn't matter. I could do my own carting. I've got to wash the trailer out. I could do my own carting. And if Reg lets me use the Manitou to push it up, sorry, I'm getting here. again, we'll be fine. And if anything happens and Dave can't do my combining, another neighbour has just bought a new combine. And a little dicky bird tells me that he might be amenable if I'm in trouble when I need a combine harvester. So we should go. And barley bells will only go and be valued if you store them. Yes. That's the idea. The ideas of having storage is the crop quite often is worth more a few months after you've harvested it, but only if you've got somewhere to store it. So Nichols is who've been taking our grain out of the barn here. I sent the boss man a picture of what was left in the barn, and I got a very nice compliment back saying, "What's a neat barn?" And words to that effect. I spoke to the driver about that, and he said, yeah, some of the places we've been picking up from is nothing like that. So, yeah. We meet the standard, obviously. Is Reg feeling better? Yes. YVW Heather. I don't know what that means. I'd love a Class Dominator 88. Yeah. Nothing wrong with the old Dominator. I think Dave's John Deere is an older machine, it's a straw walker, but I think for barley it'd be fine. I don't know, is Reg feeling better now? Yes, he is. So I still think he's suffering a little bit. I think Reg will always be suffering a little bit, but that's where he is now in life. Never going to be a teenager again, is he? Neither am I. How are we doing for time? It is 3:30. I don't think we'll have this finished by 5 o'clock. What do you reckon? We stay until 5 o'clock. 34. Okay. I don't know if the signal drops out down here or not. I can't tell if you're still with me or not. We're going to go once more about there, and then we're going to finish that block off over there. Where's our back work? Just have you facing forward a bit. You know I'm looking at my face today. How much fuel will I burn today? So I filled up this morning. And we are on half a tank now, so that's about 70 litres so far. So I expect we're going to burn best part of 100 litres today, which compared to modern tractors, it's not actually very much. This is a direct injection engine, no common rail, so not the most efficient thing in the world, but it's still only pushing out 100 horses. Right, we got. Does she offer you some cold drink and some snacks? So yes, Samantha invited me to her place mid-morning, and I had a cup of tea and a pint of cold squash, and then I stopped again at her place at lunchtime and I had another pint of cold squash. And I still got a thing of cold squash here. I think it's cold. Hang on. Oh yeah. Wait. Yeah, well, okay. Coldish. It tastes a bit plasticky actually. weather. These two got some green in the grass. Where he is, it's yellow, okay. We have got some green in this. The bit I cut first thing this morning is not as green as this. A lot of stalk up at Crookhorn. Not much pop in that at all, so better over here. But the showground, which is what this is called, is always never had to chuck it on. This is what I call a hungry ground. It just produces grass every time. So, do you ever wish you had a son? If I'm perfectly honest, well, actually, no, I suppose in some ways, maybe, but in other ways, I don't know, because without sounding unkind, a lot of the young gentlemen today, I don't think would apply to mine if I had one. That seems to be respect and manners seem to have gone downhill in our younger folks. And I'm not saying anybody or everyone, they're all tar in the same brush, but it just seems, and I think social media's had got a lot to do with that. I think there's an awful lot of kids take a lead or want to emulate somebody else, and you know, I've always said go do your own thing. But yeah, so if I had a son, I think we would possibly knock heads at him, because I would try and keep him in my world of a bit old-fashioned, and he'd probably want to be in the new world of technology, maybe, I don't know. So, what's the weather like in? If you're asking about the weather here, it's hot, sunny, so, and full of grasshoppers. I've never seen, in all my years of mowing grass, I've never seen so many grasshoppers. It's almost like a plague of locusts we got here. But yeah, all this is hopping and alive with grasshoppers. So, mad. Society's standards have declined. They have. Yeah. Gone are the days when, you know, young men would take pride in their appearance. You know, it's I think that, what was that thing where they had to walk around with their trousers halfway down their backside? That I truly hated that. Emma had a boyfriend who used to like wear his trousers and that. He was banned. He was banned from coming in my gate. He came in my gate one day, I walked in, and I turned him around and marched him straight back out again. It's a case of, when you can wear your trousers like a man, you can come back to my house. Until then, you can get stuffed. Which he thought was very, very funny, until he found out I really meant it. It's like, no, you ain't coming back. You dress like a man, you want to go out with my daughter, you dress like... Emma will tell you about that. And, yeah, I just think the standards are slipped. So, don't know quite how we got on this subject, but I'm struggling to read this. Really enjoying. Thanks for going live. Oh, right, okay. Who said that? Begins with B. I can't read. Boyd. You're welcome, Boyd. So, yeah. I mean, I don't think the mowing's going brilliantly, because my straight lines have become a little bit wibbly wobbly. But at least, just got away with that. At least I can blame you lot for that, I suppose, because you keep asking me questions, and I have to think about it, and then look at it, you know. Look at that. Look at that kink in that. I've got to try and straighten that out. Rake man will sort it. Oh yeah, the rake man will. You know, no nuances, but once it's chucked about, oh no. Longer live than Emma. Yeah. watched that the other day. That was quite funny. That was. That's when we were picking up bales now. So, right, yeah. Has your life turned out the way you thought it would so far? I always wanted to farm, so I suppose in some ways yes. I think that the journey, hang on. I think the journey I took to get where I am now wasn't the path I thought I'd be taking. It's taken longer to get here than I hoped, but I think raising a small family or a family of 4 girls and then trying to build something, and we were always up against it with when we were trying to build our house. It took us 10 years to get planning permission to build our house where we are now. And I think the strain and the stress of trying to get there, tick all the boxes to get that, led me off the path I wanted to take. It made me do things I didn't really want to do. It made me spend money on things I didn't really want to spend money on. But it was, but we got here eventually. So I'm not complaining. I mean, you look at the journey and go, it was worth it. You know, all the stuff that, not just me, but Julie as well, we've been together over 40 years now. And we sometimes reminisce of the things we've done and what we've had to do, and sometimes sacrifice to get where we are. But we sit on our porch in the evening, like night times now, 10 o'clock at night. I turn the news off because I don't want to watch it. And we sit on our porch at night and we look down across the farm and go, yeah, it was worth it. You know, all those years of not having holidays, not having stuff, but it was worth it. Because we're happy. And that's what I was all about the other day. I'm trying to be happy. That's all right. Last third of the field now. We're doing 3.4. So, right, I'll tell you what. Hang on. I'm going to stop for 5 minutes and we'll have a chat. There's only so much of. Well, we should have a reasonable signal up here, so. Right. Hi from Clayton Le Wood, South Lancashire. What county are you ploughing? Ploughing? Oh, mowing. Hang on. Where's the thing on the back of the phone? I can't work it out over the phone thing now. Hang on. Oh, there it is. So, mowing. That's what we're doing. Ploughing will be later. What is your holiday? What is that? Yeah, well, Mrs. P and I, the last time we had a holiday together, she might say I'm wrong, I reckon it's about 2012. So I went off on my own for 10 days in 2017 and I went around the country with the dog. But that was the last kind of break I had, and that was when I'd had a guts full of the family, I'd had a guts full of the wife, I'd had a guts full of the girls, and I said, I'm going. And they said, where are you going? I go, as far away from you lot as I can get without getting on a plane. Where is that? And I said, I went to John O'Groats, and I did. I went to John O'Groats and I had 10 days off. So one bloke, 5 women, and it was one of those years when I just said, you know, I've had enough of you lot, I'm just going. And I did. I just packed the van and I went. It was one of those times of the year when I could. I went. So and I had a good time with the dog. So how's Holly get on with cakes? Very well. Hope PTO, I haven't actually turned it off, Betty. I have now. Oh, peace. Right. How's Holly getting on with the cakes? Holly is getting on very well with the cakes. Her little shop has been very popular. Of course, now the tax man wants 700 and... what was it? There's a new rule or regulation coming now where she's basically, even if you're not a street seller, she's got to have a street seller's license, even though she's on her own property. And I think it was £700 she got to pay or something for a license to sell her cakes on our own land. So yeah. Other than that, I think the only problem I have with Holly's bakes and cakes in her cabin is a lot of her customers can't park. They honestly, a lot of them couldn't park their finger up their nose, and that's the polite version. They just come in the yard, quite often leave the car running, door open in the middle of the yard, and then wherever the first one parks, the next one will park next to it, right in the middle of the yard. It's like, can't you park? Well, I'm not going to be here for long, but yeah, but you know, right in the middle of the yard. And that's not even just women, that's blokes as well. In fact, the blokes are some of the worst. They just park. Well, I'll just leave it there. That'd be right. Park it pretty. Ooh. I don't know. I'm going to have to start putting some white lines or something there. How big is the barn going to be at the farm when it's built? It will be, if we build the whole thing, 120 feet long by 40 feet wide, plus I think it's an 8-foot cantilever, but we can't build the cantilever straight away, because if we put the cantilever on straight away, I have to pay the council an extra £2,000, because the surface of the barn, it goes over some threshold, and so we have to pay our council a fee for the privilege of building a barn on the farm. So and that fee, I presume, goes to paying for putting in newt ponds and planting trees and stuff like that. But yeah, if I put the cantilever on straight away, it was another £2,000 or £3,000 on top, just so I could put a cantilever roof over where I want to feed the cattle. That's how, yeah. I tried to make my life holiday. Do you know what, Betty? That is exactly the right attitude, and that's what we say to a lot of people who say, don't you want a holiday? So where we live and what I do, so how many people out there now who are maybe in a town or a city or something would give up what they're doing now and come and do this for absolutely free? No pay. They would come and do this because they would want to do it. And I'll bet you'd be surprised by how many people I'd love to do it. I'd love to come and do that. And how many people would like to come and spend a week living in my house in the countryside and looking out at the view we've got. All right, we got to pay for it and we got to build it, but it's a case of my life. And Betty's just said the same thing, because she's a farmer over in America. My life is in some ways a holiday, and if you enjoy what you do, I don't have to earn every last penny. I haven't got to be a millionaire. I'm really happy with where I am with my life. So, yeah. I'm going to have to turn the tractor because it's getting hot in here. Has the little cow in the cab a name yet? No. Shows how to hype your videos. I don't know how that works either, Dave. Apparently, there's a hype button. I don't know how that works. Because I don't see it. I don't watch a lot of videos. Fire, you can't hype a live. All right, have to go back and hype after it's live. All right, okay. Whatever Heather said. How big is it? Heather, is that you I spoke to yesterday on Joe Seals? Is that the same Heather? I think it is. And I said hello, Heather, and you said hello, Farmer P. So anyway, hello, Heather. How big is that in meters? 120 feet is going to be divided by 3. What's 40 meters by 15? So it's not bad. Is that idea ever going to be imposed on farmers? Quite possibly. Hang on, I've got to turn it. It's getting hot in here. Sorry, you're going to have the whistle back. Oh, okay. Is that warning ever going to be imposed on farmers? Quite possibly. Yeah. Quite possibly. Sign me up, Miss Rowling. You've been saying about have to do husband duties. All right. Well, Dave, that's a very important husband duties. Farming is better lifestyle. It is. It is. No, it is a way of life. Agriculture is a way of life. Oh, look at Clarkson. He lived in the city and had the whatever else. He took on the farm. I think more as a case of, well, I'll just do that or something else. And then all of a sudden, the penny drops. It's yeah. It is. I would do it if you're having if that means more. It is. As a farmer, I have a nice view story for my Netherlands. Yeah, it is livestock. Very warm. Yeah, that's me. Yes, that's me. Hello, Heather. Do you have owl box on your farm? So we got to put some up. So we had some, but I think they're a bit past it. Cut grass, not a lot of people would not cut grass yet. I'll have a go later. All right, mate. Yeah. Right. Okay. Right. Well, I think people are dropping off now. I think they've had enough. I'm not moving enough. Right. Should we crack on? So Betty. It's live. When it decides to go down. I asking you one thing today, just take 1 week away from the farm so I can be in the country. Crack on, mate, yeah. Right. Let's get this a show on the road. So I don't put the handbrake all the way to the floor and the tractor thinks it's still on and then it won't go. My yellow amber warning light has gone out. So whatever the problem was, it's obviously not there anymore. Waving at me. Someone said me, eh? Me. A few of you. Thank you for staying with me. Right, we've got to do this one last little bit here. I can't leave that, hang on. Hang on. There we go. They say, and when it can be, eh? What? They say, and when it can be murdered. Oh. Simon's been watching all afternoon. Thank you, Simon. Someone's just put up that Anne Widdicombe's been murdered. Is that a joke or is that true? I hope it's kind of neither. Yeah. You're watching one afternoon. I'll scroll up. Good. What was that? More power, going uphill. Right, we've got those 2 times round, we'll have to stop and get that round work. Which means I've got to leave the cab. You're going to have 20 seconds without me. I'm sure you'll manage. That's hell of a crop, guys. That's what. So he's. I looked at his grass from his old maize field before he cut it, and that looked like a pretty good crop. And I saw it again after he cut it, so I reckon he made the right decision to put down the grass this year. Whether or not he does that again next year, I suppose it depends on how the other field goes with the maize in there. Sky News, British News died. Oh, okay. I can't say I was ever a massive fan of Anne Whittaker, but no one would wish that. Right. Looked up on Google. That kind of killed the conversation a bit, didn't it? I just named that down a bit so it's not so bright on my screen. I reckon we're going to try again a bit. That's too far across the monitor. Grief. Hang on. Goodbye straight line. That was straight. Look at it, it's all wibbly wobbly. I'm going to try and straighten it up. That's vanity, that is, but I'm still going to try and straighten it up a bit. Will you try to double the herd? So the idea is, indeed, to increase the herd with a second barn. We're quite limited at the moment with the one set of buildings. So it's very difficult for us to separate cows and steers and rearing cattle and stuff like that, so it will make life a lot easier to have 2 separate entities. So yes, we will have more, for sure. Oh, I see my neighbours lit his stinking bonfire again. How many bells do you think you'll get? I'm hoping. Hang on, they've got me here. So this down here, this was never meant to be a straight line. Before I answer, this matches the curve of the field, so this is all right. We don't mind this side. I'm hoping to get at least 50 off, but we will see. I mean, it's not a really thick crop. We've not put any fertilizer on it. Right, let's strike out. Let's go. I reckon we're going to go tried AI with Dexter's, and I don't think I've ever had a great success rate. Oh, you don't like that? You don't like that? Hang on. Let's try first gear now. Now I've lost my line. So yeah, apparently Dexter's and AI don't always get on very well. I know one or two people have tried it. Now whether that's because they didn't do it properly or for whatever reason, I don't know, but I think we're going to turn around now and I'm going to see what cock up I think of that line. Yeah, that's a bit strange and dog's on egg, isn't it? Oh, look at the state of that. That's diabolical. That's me changing gear halfway up that slope and then taking my eye off where I was going. Greetings from sunny Ireland. You must be baking in that glass box. Actually, it's not too bad here. I got the aircon on flat out. First tractor, which was a little Massey Ferguson 165, had obviously no aircon. It also had no back window. And I remember haymaking with that, and the itch, just itch from dust. Hang on, I'm thinking about what I'm doing here. Go on. There you go. Right, all better, AI no good. If you've got somewhere to keep a ball, and if we have this building put up here, I think we'll be able to do that. I think we'll be able to separate up an area we can put a ball in, or we can have a paddock over there where we can keep the ball and a couple of steers to keep them company. They don't like being on their own. As long as no neighbours put any bulling cows out, and if I put it in the middle over the back of Fief in the Ox House, which is possibly where Avi's going to spend this winter anyway. Don't forget, Avi is not my bull. He's on like a permanent loan. He lives here. His owner lives about 5 or 6 miles that way. His owner's only got one cow, or is it two? 2 cows. And he just wants Avi for a couple of months a year. He didn't want to sell it, he just wanted to have somewhere to keep him, and I had plenty of company for him, and basically I said, well, if you wanted to live here, I'll give him free bed and breakfast, look after his veterinary, and you can service my girls, and that was the arrangement. So heifers at home, steers to the farm, beef boxes. Yeah, so we'll be doing more beef boxes, and I think the idea is when we've got a bit more throughput, we'll sort out our butchery, and I think the idea is that we'll start doing a lot of small boxes. So right now we do one animal goes into 8 boxes, and that goes really well, but it's too much for a lot of people. Too much volume with beef, because it's like 17 to 20 kilos of beef. Not everybody wants that, and also that's a lot of money. So I think there's quite a few people, if I did 6 or 7 kilo boxes and put them in the post, I think we'd struggle to keep up with demand. So I think that's the way we're going to go with the farm. Our product won't be the barley and the straw or the hay. Our product will be the beef, and all this that we're doing now is to produce that beef. So I think that's the general idea, is to do what we already do well, but better and more of it. Nice day for it, that it is. Yeah, that it is. But we can see it now. we'll have this finished. I'll be home well in time for 6 o'clock for tonight's upload. I've only got one video in the bag for tonight, one new one for the members. So I got sometime tonight sit down and do a couple of hours editing and make tomorrow's. There you are. I'll still be sitting. I'll spend the day sitting on my arse. That's not unusual. I've got BBC News on and okay. Dexter's compared to Angus. So Angus is a true beef animal. Oh no, you could do an all-rounder. Beef is Dexter's a little bit more all-rounder, but they do make some very good beef. When is the fencing coming to get the honey? Competition to get the. Okay, that's a new one for me. How many hay crops have you lost to excessive rain over the years? Oh. Excessive rain? I wouldn't say we've lost a lot. Because you just try and make it in between. There's always a space. It's just whether you've actually got time to make it dry enough or whether you've got to leave it outside the sweat. So any times when we've made hay and it's not been dry enough to bring in, you have to leave. I've left bales in this field for 3 or 4 weeks before. But if you leave with me long enough, you're going to see them where you just can't get dry fast enough. But yeah, this year's alright, I think so far. Are you still thinking of Angus Cross Dexter? Yes. Thinking about it, yeah. Because I know that's a good cross. I know it works. How much more cows you're planning to keep in the new barn? I would like to think if we built that barn, we could easily double the herd. What we got now. So it's yeah, it would be quite nice if we could have like 60 breeding cows. That would be quite pleasant. I think that's kind of pushing our luck on the maximum, but 60k, if I could produce 60 calves a year and 60 well, it would be say 50 carcasses a year, then the farm could actually probably make a few quid of that. That would earn enough to pay a wage. That's the idea. Okay. I'm still looking at that ragwort. He's over there. I have been up. But it's going to be near the end. How many have we got there? 161. Where did you all come from? I looked just now, it was 119. Did somebody else just switch off? Hang on. I got a wetty whistle. Even though I hate these straw things. I don't see the point. The Lord gave me a perfectly good set of lips. Plastic. We have the barbed wire holder and tensioner, unroller and all types of stuff. Oh look! It's like a game of one-upmanship, Harry. He keeps telling me all this stuff he's got. I ain't got any of it. It's like he's rubbing my nose in it. I don't care. But I do get a little bit of Well then, here we go. 60 good numbers at first. Yeah, what's that? Minimum. So, yes. It's 161 is likes. Oh, is it? Oh yeah, sorry. It's not 162 people watching us. It's only 83. There's me bigging myself up thinking, oh, look how clever I am. I got 100. It's not, it's 83. Oh well, that's near enough. So when coming into your competition, yeah, we have got some fencing to do here. There will be a lot of fencing to do. But when we get around to that, we're going to see if we can get some grant for it. We've submitted our SFI for this year. So because we're a new entry, we managed to get in on the first set of SFI. So we are, if our SFI is successful, we're taking a couple of pieces out of grain production. I'm putting it back into, I think it's like a flour enhanced legume ley or something like that. That I could still make hay out of it. Oh, hang on, I've got here. Hang on. Bear with. I got to get. Fell off. I got to get in the tractor a second. Bear with. Oh! Silage wrap. That's the second bit I picked up. Now I was pretty sure I picked it all up when we picked the bales up, but obviously I didn't. It's quality of watchers that matter. That's quite right. Well done, Heather. Well done, Heather, thank you. I feel much better. Look, going up and down the field, how long will we be doing this? Won't be long, it'll be 2 hours. I never expected anybody to stay that long. So even having 82 is more than I anticipated. So thank you. Half an hour we do, and then we can go home, and then you can go and watch something else. I'm in Dursley. Stuart, I'm in Dursley in a couple of weeks. We're trying to visit Wotton at the Corner Farm. Oh, right, okay. Well, Corner Farm's not far from me. Change down in there because it does not like this hill. Give us some beans. Dragging down. We're on 510 on PTO, picking up. Okay. not too bad. I have watched, no, I have visited you bearing chocolate at Christmas. Oh, right, okay. I like chocolate at Christmas. What's that? I'm not bragging, I need to keep the guys on your front busy going back to the future. Oh, somebody's going. Alright. Are you offering to bring that one over, or are you Harry to do some fencing for me? If that's the case, then you're welcome, mate, anytime you want. Oh, you know, I only got to hit the cab for about 30 seconds, and that was flipping hot. I don't know what the temperature is in there, but it is hot. Is that PTO sorted out now? Yes. PTO was never broken. It was the farmer that was broken, or damaged, or malfunctioning, whatever you want to do. The farmer did not pay attention, did not know what he was doing, and it wasn't until the nice man from TH White's come along, dipped his hand down in there and pulled the plug out, and the second he did that, I knew. The second he put his hand in there and pulled the plug out, I knew exactly what I did wrong. But it was kind of too late to go, that's alright, you can go home, you can go back now, that's alright, I can work it out, I'll work it out, because he'd already done it. And I mean, bless Tom from TH1 to make me feel better. He said, oh, that ain't nothing. He said, I attended a tractor not that long ago. He said, farmer, gone out to do a little work on his fairly new tractor, gone out to do some work on his tractor. Thank you, Andrew. Andrew? Thank you. No. Yeah, going to do some work on his tractor, and then ring into the TH1 saying, oh, bloody tractor's no good, got no power, can't pull the skin off a rice pudding, blah, blah, blah. And he said, Tom said, went out to look at his tractor, and he said, I don't know if it was the dog or the farmer's lunch bag. It was one or the other. And he said, in the second, I think it was a lunch bag, he said, the second I lifted it off, took the lunch bag off the exhaust brake pedal, and then the farmer went, ah. So he called the fitter out for a tractor that wasn't working, and actually what had happened, he put his bag, either his bag or his dog was sat on the pedal, I think, and of course he was trying to drive the tractor with the exhaust brake pedal pressed down. It wouldn't work, so I felt a bit better after that. When I got to my car, come home, 35 degrees. Yeah, so I moved my van yesterday, put it in the barn. When I jumped in, it was 36 degrees. I started up, and when I moved it a couple of meters, it went down to 35. Because I went back in the house and said to my missus, do you want to put your car in the barn as well? Because she had to go to work yesterday afternoon. And yeah, it was like a bloody oven in there. It was like a brick oven. There's that backward there. Rory. I'll turn you back, you can see what we got left. That's what we got left. Up down that hill. We're going to stick in first gear now, because when it gets to the sort of halfway of the hill, it does not like it. My voice is not changing tone, by the way, because I'm picking my nose. It's because I got a sore throat one day. Yeah. It's dusty in there, yeah. Oh. I made that noise again. That noise. Dave the Builder makes that noise like, oh. So. nowadays, everything. I'm retiring, I've had enough. Alright. No, we can go in second gear. 2 more passes and maybe a little bit, something like that, yeah. Yeah, we are nearly there. Yeah, we've got a bit more on the side. Obviously I didn't strike out right in the middle. Didn't strike right. You're gonna catch a glimpse of that ragger in a minute. Let's see who spots it first. We're gonna play Spot the Raggy. Did you find the OBD? No, we did not. Can you see it yet? Can you see it? Can you see it? You must be able to see it by now. There it is. Get him in a minute. Second gear. Right, we are on, let's go up to 600 on the PTO. .594, 576, 568, 562, 554, 547, 555, 557, 550, 60, 68, 75. I can do it in second gear. I just got to give her a little beans to get up the hill. Oh, eat that! So much I've seen. Who will pull all that ragwort out after you? Yes. I'm kind of hoping. Why does yours? You asked me that before, didn't you, Harry? We don't have an awful lot of ragwort because I stay on top of it. If I come across one, I pull it out. And the idea is, if you do it for enough years, eventually you will get them. But there's always going to be a few seeds about. So. Council don't pull it. So yeah, it's just one of those things where I won't have it on the farm. Hang on. I won't have it on the farm. So every time I see one, like now, I'll pull it up. Hang on. Harry was asking me about my ragwort box, but I'll tell you what I do with them. Hang on. There. I stick them in the toolbox. What happens? They get really, really hot and basically shrivel up shrivel up. So, what are you pulling at this? Oh, hang on. Watch this video story of you pulling a fox out of a bell. That was in this field. Actually, that was literally just over there. So yeah. Hang on, let's go back. So, do you ever feel sore after bouncing around? Imagine it's fairly good. Yes. You can get battered about a little bit. Watched your video of you put. Yeah, that fox. He stank. That was in this field. What was that, about 3-4 years ago? Yeah, we were picking the bales up and we saw a fox hanging out of the bale, and we had to pull it out, and it was a bit, yeah, that was a bit. Robert Phillips said hello. Did you get your PTO working? Yes. ABD, whatever. I pulled a lot of ruglet. Yeah, I've always pulled it. We call ruglet stinky willies. It does stink. 3 years ago, was it? Yeah. If you go back 3 years ago to hay making, we baled a fox into a hay bale, and I had to pull it out, and that was it. It was great. But I did show everybody. So right, shall we? That is me ruglet gone. I ain't got to worry about it anymore now. Got to aim you down a little bit less sky, I can see better. 509. We're nearly there. Very, very early. Ian, how much grass? I have emptied my boots about 5 times, Harry, from grass seed today. Much grass seed. In fact, when I got to my daughter's to have dinner, I said, I'm not taking the boots off, Sam, because you'll have grass seed all over your carpet. She didn't care very much, but it was still a case of, you know, I kept my boots on. One more rip up down there, it's going to really do that. Should we go back down? Look at that! Go Mowing there, look. Is that what we call a Brazilian? So we go from, hang on, we go from a Brazilian to, I suppose this next bit you call is that a Hollywood? So there's a Hollywood, and there's finishing up with Granny's Own Natural, I suppose, isn't it? That'd be about right. Yeah. Well, you know, I don't know what you call it. Oh, that was pretty unlikely. I've heard Veronica's not very good at washing socks. So, yeah, no, I think Mrs. P is pretty much stuck with me, the same as I'm stuck with her. That's another conversation we've had a couple of times. We go, you know, we've been together so long now. We're kind of like just one. We're two halves of one, and I can't imagine even wanting to be half of any other one. I'm quite happy with the one I've got. Not sure she could say the same, but you know. Well, look, I don't know, what do you call that? When it's just, hang on. When you get just a little tiny button like that, I don't know what that's called. That's called a it's just a tuck, isn't it? Token gesture. Little Adolf or something. Right. Nearly there. 90 people. Oh, we've had a couple come back, have we? Hello? Oh, well, there was 96, there's 91. Alright, they've all disappeared. Simon's still there. Thank you, Simon. Never dated it. I have bad connection. Are you still there? Yes. It's at the bottom of the field, Harry. That little spot down there. We seem to have a little bit of a black spot, so you're probably going to lose me again when I get back in of it. I'm going to have to go in a minute because Mrs. P's trying to get hold of me, so it might be urgent. Hey, Farmer P, you're back. Oh, yes, I am. So I will keep you with me until the end of the field, and then I will go because I have got to call Mrs. P and find out what she wants. The thing is, if I answer the phone while I'm on live stream, then it chucks you all out, and then you can't come back. And then you all disappear somewhere else. I think this could be the last strike. Turn around, back down. Look what I'm doing next, I'm going to be going up against the hedge. So I can't look at the screen for a minute. have been at this for 1 hour and 55 minutes. So for all of you, half a dozen that have stayed for all of it, well done. I am going to pack everything up now and get ready to go home. So I think enjoy company. You're welcome. Hope you had a good time. Yeah, well, you know what? The job's done. It's cut. It's probably not the neatest field I've ever cut, but there's more grass here than I thought there was going to be. But yeah, thank you for joining us. It was something different. You got to spend an hour, a couple hours on the tractor with me. So yeah, I hope it was worth it. So how hot is the phone? The phone, well actually it's not, because the phone is right above the air vent, which is blowing out cold air. So it's okay. So you're welcome, Heather. Right, all right folks, thank you for joining us. Not quite 2 hours, so maybe another day we'll do over 2 hours, but yeah.